Inheritance is one of those object-oriented programming terms that you're going to hear and read about quite a bit, and it's also a functionality you're going to want to make friends with when you're programming with C++. Now, inheritance refers to a special relationship between two classes. Now, the best way to think of this is a similar relationship that takes place between humans. A child class has access to resources in the parent class. A parent class has certain variables, certain functions that it can execute, and we can have a child class inherit those or automatically have access to those, even though the child didn't build them or implement them, anything like that. Okay? If this sounds confusing, it's because it is till you see it, and I'm going to show it to you in a separate video. We'll look at a coded example, but for now I just want you to understand what's going on. Now, why would we want to use something like inheritance between our classes? Well, reusability. I can write code one time in a class, then I can have other classes inherit that functionality, and it looks as if that functionality is in each one of those classes, but in reality I've only written it into one class, but I'm reusing it over and over and over in multiple classes. And then structure. By building in the functionality I want to in classes and then allowing it to be inherited, I'm maintaining the same structure, the same utilization in each one of the classes. And then, of course, maintenance. If I've only written the code in one place, even though it appears in multiple places, then I only have to change it in that one place when I want to go back and do any kind of maintenance or updates to my application. Now, there are some terms you need to get straight here on inheritance, and these are some of the most important terms that you're going to need to understand in the world of object-oriented programming. And so let's go through these when we're talking about inheritance. First of all, you'll hear a lot of people talk about the base class, and there's a lot of functionalities that are tied to the base class. Well, that is simply the main class, the foundational class, or the one that is being inherited from. This would be the parent in the real world, okay? And that is the parent class, okay? So the base class means the parent class, the one people are inheriting from. The derived class is the class that is inheriting functionality, okay? The derived class is the one that is inheriting from the parent. The derived class is kind of the child class, if you will, okay? Just make sure that all this kind of makes a little sense to you, kind of get it in your brain functionally, and then in a separate video I'm going to actually show you inheritance examples, and you need to go code one of these up, play with it yourself. The light will come on, trust me, and you're going to really want to use this functionality and in your code. And so just wanted to get you started on understanding inheritance in C++.